4 News Now.
Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. We begin with breaking news in the KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. Avondre Graham appeared in court today, and there's more details coming about what happened exactly, and a lot of things that need to be cleared up. Now, Graham was serving 10 years for murder in prison, and now is on trial for allegedly attacking a woman in downtown Spokane in January when he was arrested at that time. Now, at the time of Graham's arrest, the Department of Corrections told 4 News Now that Graham had been out of prison since October of last year, but court documents show that law enforcement is connecting Graham to another attack of a woman in downtown Spokane in September in very similar circumstances as to the alleged January attack. Now, you may be asking yourself, if he was released from prison in October, how did he allegedly attack someone in September? And that's because, due to digging from the 4 News Now team, the DOC gave us wrong information. What they told us was not true. And whether it was on purpose or a clerical error, Graham had actually been released in January of 2022. So allegedly then committed a crime in September, attacking a woman, and the woman, according to court documents, was smoking a cigarette, and Graham asked for a cigarette. She said no, and then that's when the alleged attack occurred. That was in September. Then in November, Graham is being charged with domestic violence against his girlfriend, and then he was arrested in November and then re-released. It appears on November 18th. So Graham's now out again, and now in January, allegedly attacked a woman also smoking a cigarette. He asked for one. She said no, according to court documents, and then he allegedly attacked her in January. So that's very similar attacks purportedly committed by Graham, as he's now on trial for those attacks. And we are working to find out more details about why we were given wrong information and what the correct information of this case is, as again, Graham is on trial for assault. According to court documents, the victim in the January attack did pull Graham out of a lineup, saying, "That's the man who stabbed me." And if you want more details, we do have a full write-up on our website, KXLY.com, which does outline this a little more clearly. So again, that is the breaking news in the Avondre Graham case. We were given wrong information by the DOC. Graham had been out since January of 22, and supposedly 3 separate attacks had been committed by him since then, of which he is now on trial for. Moving on from the breaking news, we'll go right along into weather. There's no real good way to transition that, so we'll do our best. Taking a look at the weather, it's going to be a little cooler than it was yesterday, unfortunately, but enjoy the morning sunshine. We will have clouds moving in through the early evening. Some areas, like down in Pullman and Moscow, are going to see possibly some light snow in those areas, as well as in parts of North Idaho. Fortunately, it's going to stay dry in Spokane, it would appear. Taking a look ahead, we are still looking to get into the 50s this weekend, which will be nice. We had over 100 days with below 50-degree temperatures, so it's nice to break out of that. We did see a high of 51 yesterday, which was pleasant, and hopefully we're going to get some sun in it. We'll stay dry. Looks like moving at least through Sunday. Now, starting with some of the top stories of the day. Power is back on. We just found out in downtown Spokane. It had been knocked out around midnight last night near 2nd and 3rd Avenues, as you can see in that photo near Lewis and Clark High School. This is a photo from Avista's outage map. Power has since been restored. About 100 people were left without power in that area, as well as traffic lights were out, so it made driving kind of difficult. They did say the power would be on around 2 p.m. Fortunately, they beat their own expectations. Power is now back on. We do not have details on a cause of that outage at this time. Now, some stories the team is working on today. Vanessa Perez, looking at a Spokane City Council ordinance last night, voted 5-2 to charge developers to connect new water and sewer systems for buildings that they're building. So that's going to raise funds there, but opponents say that that's going to de-incentivize people to build buildings in Spokane, specifically in downtown. And the council will be revisiting that ordinance in 2 weeks to hopefully try to mitigate some of those de-incentives for people to build in the area. Vanessa is going to be speaking with people on that. Some good news in North Idaho, where the Northern Lakes Fire District just had their largest recruiting class in history. 13 new firefighters, and those 13 new firefighters going along with a new station being opened this fall in Garwood, which is nice to see. That's coming from a $4 million grant from Homeland Security, which allowed them to hire all these new firefighters as they continue to expand and add more fire stations to that area. Closing out today with some good Cougar news. Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward has named this week, so starting yesterday and continuing through Friday, this is Washington State Women's Basketball Team Week. It is honoring and celebrating the Cougars women's basketball team as they compete in their first ever NCAA tournament game. That game is this Saturday, 11:30 a.m. The Cougars are number 5 seed, and they will play Florida Gulf Coast, so go Cougs. And that's all we have for today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. Thank you for joining us. If you want to read more about the Avondre Graham case and the new breaking developments, you can read up on that at KXLY.com. That story is on our front page. You can also watch these breaking news videos that we do and the daily rundowns on KXLY Plus for your connected TVs, as well as the 4 News Now mobile app. So we'll have all these stories, more details coming up tonight at 5, but for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for KXLY Plus.